Hello 8th standards, welcome to Elite Tutorials. Today we will start with history second chapter, and the name of the chapter is Industrial Revolution and the Rise of Imperialism. If you remember the first chapter, we had done Renaissance, we had done Reformation, and after Reformation, that is the changes that happened in the church, the most important thing that took place was Industrial Revolution. Okay, voyages of discovery took place. There were many sailors who tried to find out sea routes to reach Asian countries, or you can say the eastern part of the world. This chapter we will be basically doing what is the meaning of Industrial Revolution, what was its features, causes, its spread, the impact. Okay, impact in three different sections, that is economically, socially and politically. And because of Industrial Revolution, what happens is a new era takes place called as imperialism. Imperialism in the sense when one country rules over the other country, it is basically called as imperialism. And we cannot forget the country called England, who came as East India Company to India, became, you can say they came as traders, but they became rulers of our country over a period of time. And what did we become? We became a colony of this imperialistic rule. Okay. Of course, we have very small paragraph to understand about the rise of imperialism. What are we going to understand in this chapter is all about this. Okay, answers and all are given to you, objectives and all are being marked. Of course, your work is only to read the chapter again, and if any doubts to be cleared in any paragraph, we can do that. I will try to keep the chapter not reading it for you to get bored as such, but where it is important, I will surely read. Few things where I feel that you don't have to read and you can just understand. I'll try to do it as easy as possible. Okay, so we are trying to understand what is the meaning of Industrial Revolution. Now basically, what is the first two paragraph trying to tell you? What is the first paragraph trying to tell you is a domestic system. Now the meaning of domestic system is that when people work in villages where you have a handicrafts people, you have so many artisans, you have weavers, you have blacksmiths, you have goldsmith. How do they work? They basically work in their own houses. Okay, they have very few selected people who are their helpers. The machines what they are using is supposed to be something that is not driven by electricity, but it is being driven by hands. Now when you have a small house or a small go down with number of people which is limited, and the machine which is using is operated with hand, or when you have all these systems coming together, it is basically called as a domestic kind of a system. But now when I am coming to something which is bigger than this, okay, when I have a huge factory, okay, when the number of people that is employed is not just 4 or 5, but it is supposed to be 100 and 200, and if I am doing any work which is not just with the help of my hand, but with the help of machine, it is not called as a domestic system, but it is basically called as a factory system. So when things changed from domestic system to factory system, that was a time when a big revolution took place in England called as the Industrial Revolution, which took place in the 1750. It took almost 100 years for the world to understand what is the beauty of this Industrial Revolution. This is a revolution without any bloodshed, you can say that, and it is a fact because यहाँ पे कोई मारधाम नहीं हुआ था, there was no bloodshed. Age of revolutions में, American War of Independence में there was bloodshed, French Revolution में there was bloodshed, and of course we know a lot of revolutions. But this one revolution was a beautiful change that happened. It happened, of course, in England. That is why England is called as a birthplace of Industrial Revolution. That is the meaning of the, you can say, is the first two paragraph. You can just read it. You don't have to get panic. No questions are asked from there. Coming to what do you exactly mean by Industrial Revolution, page number 20. Okay. You have a definition. By the middle of the 18th century, a series of remarkable inventions led to an economic means money-wise, England started becoming richer, which is known as Industrial Revolution. So basically, England में Industrial Revolution कभी हुआ है 18th century में. What is the second paragraph? Also, there is one more definition. This great and radical means a huge difference. Transformation in industry which fundamentally altered means changed all the methods, techniques and organization of production and distribution is known as Industrial Revolution. So you can say Industrial Revolution has changed the face of what a production means. Okay, something which was happening in small scale is now happening in large scale. Something what was limited to number of people is now huge number of people. Something that was limited to the four walls of a house or a four walls of a room is now limited to huge factory. And something where the demand is less, now the demand is more. And of course, if there is more demand, the supply is also going to be huge. And that is the meaning of a beautiful revolution called as Industrial Revolution. What are the features of the Industrial Revolution? मतलब कैसे पता चलता है कि Industrial Revolution होता कैसा है? First, domestic system of production was replaced by factory system. Like what I said just a minute back, everything that was happening in a very small way is now happening in a very big way. And something happening in a big way means everything is happening in a factory system. Second, manual labor was replaced by machine. जो जहाँ पे खाली 5 जन एक रूम में बैठ के प्रोडक्शन का काम करते थे, वहाँ पे वो 5 जन की जरूरत नहीं है, एक ही मशीन की काफ़ी है. ओके, एंड दैट मशीन अगर समझ लो कि बहुत सारे मशीन्स डालोगे, सो यू कैन इमेजिन नंबर ऑफ लेबरर्स ऑल्सो रिड्यूस. ओके, small scale production gave rise to large scale production. Fine. Coming now, what do you mean by the next paragraph? Now when I'm talking about all these things, large scale production, there is lot of demand, there is lot of supply. Who's going to take care of all these things? There has to be somebody who's taking care of all these things. There has to be somebody who's going to set up a factory, who's going to invest money, who is going to set up machines, who is going to take care of raw material, who is going to take care of the laborers. There is so much of expenses. Who are those people who is going to do that? It is none other than somebody called as a capitalist. Capitalists are those people who invest their capital. Capital means the money. And in return, what are they expecting? They are expecting profit from the money that they have invested. So such people are called as capitalists. And this is how the rise of capitalism also started. The rise of capitalist also started. बिकॉज जब तक कोई इन्वेस्ट नहीं करेगा तब तक कोई प्रॉफिट नहीं आएगा, तब तक कामकाज नहीं चलेगा. तो ऐसे लोगों को एक नाम दिया गया कॉल्ड एज कैपिटलिस्ट. ओके, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ कॉसेस? व्हाट वाज द कॉज फॉर द इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन टू टेक प्लेस? फर्स्ट वन इज सरप्लस कैपिटल. ओके, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ सरप्लस कैपिटल? नाउ इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट इंग्लैंड, इंग्लैंड इज वाज अ रिच कंट्री एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. इतना इन लोग ट्रेडिंग करते थे कि इनके पास में बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा आता था. enormous amount of wealth used to be there with them. And ये wealth के साथ करना क्या है? They used to invest in factories. तो उनके पास में था surplus capital. Surplus का मतलब होता है extra capital. And thankfully they are actually invested in their own factories. Okay, so that is how they decided to set up new factories. They even called inventors and discoverers to come out beautiful inventions. So that England is just prospering and there is more and more coming inside England. Second important thing for the England to start with industrial revolution is stable government. When your government is very supportive, you have such capitalists who can actually do great job inside the country. And that was the beauty of England's government. The government always gave a thumbs up to these kind of capitalists and asked them to go ahead with setting up factories, to employ people, to make profit for the demand. They used to take care of the supply, and that is how England used to keep on prospering. Okay. Third point, agricultural revolution. There was an agricultural revolution that preceded the industrial revolution. Preceded means before. This was due to the consolidation of land holding through the enclosures and improvement in agricultural methods, such as alternating between fallow and tillage land, which increased England's agricultural output. Now let me tell you, इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन के पहले इंग्लैंड में एग्रीकल्चरल आउटपुट हुआ, जहाँ पे बड़े बड़े लैंड को उन लोगों ने स्मॉल लैंड होल्डिंग्स पर लेकर आया. स्मॉल लैंड होल्डिंग्स पे इन लोग क्या करते थे? एनक्लोजर्स. एनक्लोजर्स का मतलब होता है दे यूज्ड टू पुट फेंस, एंड नाउ दिस लैंड विल बिलोंग टू मी, दिस लैंड बिलोंग्स टू यू. ओके, नाउ व्हाटएवर आई डू इन माय लैंड, that money will half come to me and half it used to go to the government. तो इस तरह से in the form of revenue. So इस तरह से due to agricultural revolution England was prospering that time also, and then जब industrial revolution आया तभी England started prospering even more better. Okay. Availability of cheap labor. Now what is the meaning of availability of cheap labor? Now there were so many farmers who were ready to give up their work in villages. You know why? The reason is because we all know फार्मिंग से, लाइक फॉर वीट, राइस एंड एवरीथिंग, इट हैज़ गॉट इट्स सीजन, तब जाके वो हार्वेस्ट होता है. There used to be so many farmers who used to feel that why do we do this agricultural work, but instead why don't we go to the city or towns in search of new job, because इतने सारे factories वहाँ पे set up हो रहे हैं. Okay, maybe they need lot of laborers. So what do these farmers used to do is they used to keep their family in the village, but these people used to all migrate to the cities and towns in search of jobs. And fortunately, they used to get jobs in these cities. ये बात अलग है कि cities used to become overcrowded, hygiene बहुत गंदा रहता था, okay, diseases spread होते थे, मारपीट बहुत होता था for the sake of jobs etc. Okay, fine. So availability of cheap labor. Cheap labor मतलब the wages given to these laborers was very less. It was not a huge amount. So for less amount also they used to leave their agricultural work and they used to come to cities. Okay, so there were many people who used to migrate. Next important cause why England is called as a birthplace of industrial revolution is availability of coal and iron. Now for any industry to run successfully, तभी electricity नहीं था, तो हर एक industry किसमें basically चलता था? Coal and iron. Coal and iron is a basic raw material for any industry, for any machine to work. And that was the best thing कि England was blessed with a lot of production of coal and iron. So that is one of the reason कि वहाँ पे production was very high, industries were just booming, and there was lot of money coming inside England. Okay, many industrial towns and cities were located in this region. Next is of course new inventions. Now when I'm talking about new inventions, there are few places out over here that you have to mark. Okay, like of course when you study you can mark it at that time. लेकिन the first phase of the industrial revolution was based on mechanization of the cotton industry. सबसे first industry इंग्लैंड में कौन सा start हुआ था? Cotton industry. And which is the place? It was Lancashire, जिसको आज हम लोग मैनचेस्टर भी बोलते हैं, became the center of the cotton industry. Basically Mumbai is called as the Manchester of India, जहाँ पे you have the best quality cotton available in the whole country. मतलब cotton खरीदने के लिए तुम्हें कहीं पे भी जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. And Ahmedabad is called as the Lancashire of India. Okay, the two important cities जहाँ पे cotton is available in our country is Mumbai and Ahmedabad. लेकिन ये सबसे first कहाँ पे start हुआ था? England में. And England में first industry was cotton. Okay. Apart from that, there were new machines such as Hargreaves spinning jenny, Case flying shuttle, Arkwright's water frame, Cartwright's power loom, and Ellie Whitney's cotton gin improved the textile industry. मतलब textile industry was booming. Okay, why it was booming? Because of these inventors who came out with machines, जिसके वजह से cotton textile का material was awesome and इसका production was double and triple, and it used to go to every part of the world, every part of the world. So can you imagine? Again, England has just started prospering, cotton reaching every part of the world, and lot of money coming into England. Okay. Apart from that, New Commons pump and James Watson's steam machine engine using steam power and Davy's safety lamp helped extract coal from the coal mine and increase the production of coal and iron. You know the meaning of safety lamp? ये जो बल्ब हम लोग सर पे रख के कोल माइंस के अंदर जो माइनर्स जाते हैं, that was basically being introduced by Davy safety. Okay, because when you're going into the mine it is so dark, they need that light to project. Okay, and that is how the coal and iron was extracted. Okay, fine. Apart from that, transportation. अभी तुम production सब कुछ करते हो, लेकिन ये production करने के बाद में every part of England should get cotton, every part of England should get coal and iron. कैसे पहुँचेगा? Transportation has to be superb. Transportation के इसमें कौन क्या किया? George Stephenson's steam locomotive, George Macadam's road building technique, because the roads have to be good. वरना you cannot have a thapur-thupur road जहाँ पे the vehicles are going and they are falling down, coal वोल सब नीचे गिर रहा है. नहीं, not possible. The roads have to be also awesome. Thomas Edison's incandescent lamp, Graham Bell's telephone, and Macaroni's telegraph were some of the inventions in this field. Can you imagine? I always feel England is really so blessed right from day one. Okay, America का 13 colonies को उन्होंने colony बनाया है. Asia में around you can say more than 100 places that they have made it as a colony. India was one of them. So that country is supposed to be really very strong. उनका बोलते हैं ना spine बहुत strong है, and they are actually doing a great job. फाइन. दूसरा क्या इंपॉर्टेंट चीज था? नेवल सुप्रीमेसी. यू नो द मीनिंग ऑफ नेवल सुप्रीमेसी? नेवल का मतलब होता है नेवी. नाउ इंग्लैंड इज सिचुएटेड इन सच अ वे कि दे हैड एक्सेस टू वाटर. एक्सेस टू वाटर मतलब उनका अगर कंट्री में रॉ मटेरियल नहीं मिला या उनका जो फिनिश गुड्स है अगर उनको बेचना है तो हाउ वुड दे गो अबाउट विद इट? दे कैन नॉट यूज अ प्लेन, दे विल गो बाय वाटर्स. So उनको their sailors knew the way to reach every part of the world, and their sailors knew how to go to every part of the world and sell their products. That is, sell their material, make money and bring that money to England. So very well they knew the routes, they knew the ports, they knew how to halt themselves, how to go about with it. So basically you can say England was a very, very intelligent country. Next one is, okay, so these are your causes. Spread of industrial revolution. Okay, spread of industrial revolution, it began in England and not a single event but a continuing process which went through different phases and it spread to different countries at different time. मतलब इंग्लैंड में कभी स्टार्ट हुआ है, देश भर में दुनिया भर में कैसे ये स्प्रेड हो गया किसी को नहीं पता. जूम 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 करके स्प्रेड हो गया. अनफॉर्चुनेटली जिस तरह से कोरोना वायरस स्प्रेड हो रहा है, we are not able to keep a stop on it. ठीक उसी तरह से this industrial revolution just spread anywhere and everywhere, and the master behind it was none other than England. See, mechanized industries were introduced for the first time in France, Germany, USA, Japan. मतलब ये सब कंट्रीज को लगा कि अगर इंग्लैंड कर सकता है तो हम क्यों नहीं कर सकते. So they also came out with their mechanized techniques. Germany made rapid progress after its unification and became one of the leading industrial nations in Europe. Britain gradually lost its lead by the end of the 19th century. चलेगा, लेकिन स्टार्ट कहाँ पे हुआ था? इंग्लैंड में. और इंग्लैंड का जैसा मार्केट कहीं पे भी नहीं मिलेगा. Even if other countries went ahead of England, England was loved, England was respected, and England had a huge market in the world. So इंग्लैंड को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा था because they already had established themselves. The USA also surged ahead of Britain and made major progress in iron and steel industry. It soon became one of the leading industrial nations in the world. No problem. Industrialization in Russia was very slow, but that also picked up after the Russian Revolution. Japan was the first Asian country to get industrialized. ठीक है? तो मतलब इंग्लैंड के साथ में ये 3-4 कंट्री थे जो टफ कंपटीशन दे रहे थे, लेकिन इंग्लैंड को पहले से ही पता था कि इंग्लैंड हैज मेड इट्स बेस वेरी स्ट्रांग. तो बाकी कंट्रीज भी अपना बेस बना रहे थे. नो प्रॉब्लम, इंग्लैंड वाज नॉट गेटिंग अफेक्टेड बाय इट. कमिंग टू impact of the industrial revolution. Okay, under impact of industrial revolution, economic impact, social impact and political impact. Economically, how was industrial revolution getting impacted? First is urbanization. Now we all know what is the meaning of urbanization. Because of industrial revolution, सबसे important चीज हो गया है setting up of towns and cities. People were leaving their villages in search of jobs. The more people started coming to towns and cities, more cities and towns started coming up. I'll give you best example: Manchester, Leeds, Birmingham, okay, Liverpool. जिसके नाम अभी तुमको पता है as football teams. They are all the cities and towns that started coming up after the industrial revolution. And many people shifted their base from rural areas to urban areas. Okay, so that was a very big economic impact. तो पैसा कहाँ दिख रहा था? Cities में. Life कहाँ दिख रहा था? Cities में. So people were ready to shift from rural to urban areas. Second reason is factory system. Factory system का मतलब क्या है? People are like, you know, wow, they're feeling it nice to see कि they are going and operating machines. Okay? पहले उन लोग क्या करते थे? डोमेस्टिक वे था. डोमेस्टिक मतलब हाथ से उन लोग मशीन चलाते थे, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पे नहीं था. बट अभी इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन में दे आर गेटिंग टू सी ह्यूज मशीन, सो दे आर ऑल गेटिंग अट्रैक्टेड, लीविंग देयर रूरल प्लेसेस एंड कमिंग टू अर्बन एरियाज. ओके, workers went to work in factories and machine made goods were manufactured on a very large scale. See, the work was divided between people according to their ability and capability. There used to be workers who used to work for 10 hours. There used to be workers who used to work for 14 hours. There used to be even workers who would work for continuously 8 hours. Okay, 18 hours, sorry. They used to work so much while they are getting paid. And you know, because of that, what is happening? Of course, their health is getting deteriorated. लेकिन पैसा बहुत कुछ बोलता है. तो इसके वजह से फ्रॉम विलेज दे केम टू अर्बन एरियाज इन सर्च ऑफ मनी, इन सर्च ऑफ अर्बनाइजेशन, and the factory is giving them everything and they are ready to come. Next economic क्या था? Division of labor. Okay, one of the characteristic features of the industrial revolution was the division of labor. What is the meaning of division of labor? Now when your father has got a factory, when you go to the factory you will see that there are different departments and every department has got different laborers who are working. Not one person will be seen in all the department because each one of us are unique. We can work in the department that we are good at. Like for example, if I am good in teaching, I can only do teaching. I cannot become a doctor. Okay, I cannot become a banker. I cannot be an all-in-one. I am good in what I am good at. ठीक उसी तरह से division of labor भी होता था. Every laborer was good in their respective work, so they belong to that department, and that is how the division of labor started taking place. लेकिन unfortunately यहाँ पे भी लेबरर्स के बीच में जेलसी होता था, कंपटीशन होता था, एंड कभी कभी उनको ऐसा लगता था कि माय वर्क इज मोर सुपीरियर देन योर वर्क, तो उसकी वजह से देयर यूज्ड टू बी सम काइंड ऑफ अ जेलसी, सम काइंड ऑफ आर्ग्यूमेंट व्हिच वाज नॉट गुड. लेकिन ये सब संभालने वाला कौन होता था? द कैपिटलिस्ट, द ओनर ऑफ द फैक्ट्री. दे हैव टू सी टू इट कि एवरी वर्कर इज वर्किंग हैंड इन हैंड. Next is capitalism and economic disparity. Now what is the meaning of capitalism and economic disparity? Now when the capitalist is investing so much of money, it is quite natural कि जो profit आएगा वो किसके हाथ में आएगा? Capitalist के हाथ में आएगा. Workers are given the wages, okay, no problem. But basically here you can say is who is getting richer day by day? It is a capitalist. And who is remaining poor? It is the workers who have left everything and they have come to cities living in unhygienic condition. The worst part of all is the society was getting divided into two groups called as haves and have-nots. Haves का मतलब होता है that person who have everything, and have-nots मतलब that group of people who have nothing. So यहाँ पे haves कौन होते थे? The rich class, the wealthy merchants, the capitalists, जिसके पास सब कुछ था. And have-nots कौन था? The laborers who are working day and night, लेकिन उनका unhygienic condition, उनका health में भी issue, sanitation problem. The only good thing that they were happy about is what? कि उनके हाथ में पैसा आता है. लेकिन पैसे से बढ़ के you need more good things to happen in their life, but that was not taken care of. They used to work for 14 hours, 15 hours, okay, and they used to make money. Fine. So that is what has been explained in this paragraph. Now these workers used to live in poverty. किसी के पास में पैसा नहीं होता था. So economic inequality was taking place between the capitalists and the workers. And this was the unfortunate thing that was happening inside England. Okay, that is why it is called as economic disparity. Disparity मतलब difference. The advent of machines led to a lot of people losing their jobs as fewer people were required to produce the same goods. This also led to unemployment. अभी कितने लोग थे जो अपना गांव छोड़ के सिटी में आए थे in search of jobs, and they felt यहाँ पे आके हमको जॉब मिल जाएगा, लेकिन उनको ये नहीं पता है कि one machine can do the job of 50 people. Then why would anybody employ the 50 people? So there used to be so many people who are unemployed inside the city. तो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट से के वजह से क्या होता था? दे यूज टू टर्न देमसेल्फ इनटू रॉन्ग प्रैक्टिसेस, जैसे कि थेफ्ट करने का, मर्डर करने का, ऐसे सब काम में उन लोग जाते थे. सो दिस वाज समथिंग वेरी बैड अगेन दैट वाज हैपनिंग इनसाइड इंग्लैंड. सो बेसिकली पीपल शुड हैव नॉट लेफ्ट देयर रूरल एरियाज एंड दे शुड हैव नॉट कम टू अर्बन एरियाज. दे शुड हैव बीन हैप्पी आउट ओवर देयर. But of course, as we said, money shows everything, so people left everything and they came down. Expansion of trade and commerce. Large-scale production of goods led to expansion of trade and commerce. Surplus goods were sold to other countries. मतलब खुद के country में जितना cotton चाहिए वो रखने के बाद में extra cotton was sold to different countries. Increasing profits made the industrialist nation rich and prosperous. मतलब इतना profit बन रहा था, it is quite natural कि England was just getting richer and richer. As production increased further, these nations began to look for new markets for the sale of finished goods. मतलब खुद के कंट्री में इतना प्रोडक्शन होने के बाद में और सब कुछ बिकने के बाद में इतना सरप्लस प्रोडक्शन होता था that England started looking out for new markets where they can go and sell their cotton textile. And that is how they started looking out for small nations in the world especially in Asia, in Africa. So you know, you can say India is one of them, Africa is one of them, Thailand, Indonesia, ऐसे छोटे छोटे countries को उन लोग पकड़ते थे क्योंकि they wanted to sell their finished goods. See, these colonies would be used not only as ready-made markets for manufactured goods, but also as constant suppliers of raw material for the industries. मतलब इंग्लैंड क्या करेगा, फिनिश गुड्स आके इंडिया में इन लोग बेचते थे और इंडिया में से जब कॉटन का प्रोडक्शन होता है वो रॉ मटेरियल इंग्लैंड विल टेक इट टू देयर मार्केट, वहां जाके वापस उसको फिनिश गुड्स करके दे यूज्ड टू सेल इट अगेन इन द इंडियन मार्केट. तो हमारे जो आर्टिसंस थे, हमारे क्राफ्ट्समैन थे, उनका इंडस्ट्रीज वर कंप्लीटली शट. नो प्रॉफिट, नो वर्क, नो बायर्स, क्योंकि सब कुछ आके इंडिया में किसका बिक रहा है, एवरीथिंग ऑफ इंग्लैंड, which was again a very bad point that happened on the part of England. And of course, unfortunately, India became her colony. Okay, colonial rivalry between industrial countries eventually led to the First World War. मतलब जब इंग्लैंड ये काम किया ना of making different Asian countries as a colony, Germany, Russia, France, Belgium, Italy, उन लोग भी चुपचाप नहीं बैठे. They also had a race with England saying that if you can make Asian countries as your colony, even we want to make Asian countries as our colony. And this is the, you can say, friction that was happening between all the European countries, which led to the First World War in the year 1914. Because every country were cut to cut with each other, and they all knew that, you know, we are very strong. हम दूसरे के सामने क्यों झुके? लेकिन क्या करें, नहीं झुकने के वजह से बहुत बड़ा प्राइस पे करना पड़ा, what was called as the First World War. Next is socialism. Socialism is a reaction to the evil of capitalism. समझ लो, capitalism का opposite is socialism. Capitalism, one man, all profit, getting richer. Socialism, profit distributed among everybody, distributed among the society, for the benefit of the society, is called as socialism. Okay, socialism is a system under which there is no private ownership of capital. मतलब कैपिटल के ऊपर किसी एक इंसान का हक नहीं होता है. So people in a socialist setup would not be divided into rich and the poor. The means of production is owned by society as a whole, and everybody would work and share equally the profits, that is the fruits of their labor. Like India is a socialist, we have a mixed economy. यहाँ पे capitalist भी है, socialist भी है. There are many things like you have Reliance, you have Aditya Birla, you have Mittal. They are all capitalist people because they own. But at the same time, you have railways, you have roadways, which is owned by the government of India. So basically, we have both the system working in our country. तो socialism क्या होता है? जहाँ पे लोगों का पैसा डाला हुआ है, that becomes a main criteria. मतलब पैसा किसका है? Public का है. Like for example, you have shares, bonds, okay? Then highway के shares है, जहाँ पे highways are made with the help of the people's money. So this is called as a socialism. Now this is how socialism came up. So exploitation would be wiped out, and a classless society based on economic and social equality was being established. Okay. Next is social inequality. Now we all know the meaning of again the same thing is being repeated. यहाँ पे social inequality क्या हो रहा है? The difference that was being made between the capitalists and the workers. Capitalists becoming richer, the workers working day and night. Of course, they are not going to become rich as a capitalist. ठीक ठाक उनका life चल रहा था, लेकिन they are working for more hours. Their conditions are very bad, but still they are going on. Okay, so this was a very unfortunate thing happening. So society was not equal; it was called as unequal. Harsh living conditions of the workers, जो मैंने इतने टाइम से मैं बोल रही थी, वो ही हो रहा था. Because इतने सारे workers have come to towns and cities. The towns and cities are getting too crowded. Not everybody, all workers are not going to get good houses to live. एक छोटा सा रूम मिलेगा जिसके अंदर 10 जन रहेंगे. वही कॉर्नर में एक छोटा सा बाथरूम रहेगा, उधर ही खाना खाना है, उधर ही सोना है. You will have a common toilet which may be clean or unclean. You know, तो unhygienic condition में रहने का, खाना, you're not getting nutritious food, you're working for many hours inside the factory. At the end of the day, 1 महीना 2 महीने के बाद में the worker is actually tired. You know, मतलब एकदम बोलते ना बीमार पड़ के they basically go back. तो the capitalists are not concerned. जो main owners है they are not concerned. क्योंकि उनको ऐसा लगता था कि अगर ये बीमार पड़ेगा तो उसके जगह पे कोई और वर्कर आके काम करेगा। हालत इतना भी होता था कि एट टाइम्स यू नो द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज टेलिंग यू दैट ओनली सी और द फर्स्ट पॉइंट टेल्स यू सी डिजीज एपिडेमिक सब होता था। ओके एपिडेमिक मतलब व्हेन यू हैव अ डिजीज ओनली हैपनिंग इन वन पार्ट इज कॉल्ड एज एपिडेमिक। व्हाट वी आर हैविंग नाउ इज कॉल्ड एज पैंडेमिक। पैंडेमिक मींस द होल वर्ल्ड इज सफरिंग। ठीक है तो एपिडेमिक होता था क्योंकि गंदे गंदे जगह पे रहते थे, पानी इतना कुछ सेफ नहीं था, सो एकदम ही गंदा हालत था, हार्श लिविंग कंडीशन ऑफ द वर्कर्स। उसके अलावा इनके साथ क्या होता था देखो, एक्सप्लॉयटेशन ऑफ वर्कर्स यूज्ड टू टेक प्लेस। Workers had no job security and they would be dismissed at any point. They worked at very low wages and extremely harsh condition, like 14 to 16 hours a day, and they were not allowed to go on a strike. अगर काम बराबर नहीं हुआ या उनको किसी ने कुछ बोला, they cannot go on strike. Strike पे गया तो उनका जॉब निकल गया। Women and small children were employed in large numbers in deep and dangerous work. क्यों? क्योंकि women and children को कम wages देना पड़ता है, तो उनको काम पे लगाते थे। No compensation was paid to workers for injury or death due to accident, mines and factory. फैक्ट्री में इतने बड़े बड़े मशीन्स हैं, बाय मिस्टेक अगर वो वर्कर को आता नहीं है मशीन चलाने के लिए और उंगली कट गई या हाथ कट गया, who is going to take the responsibility? Nobody. Okay? The owner used to tell him get out from the job and उसके जगह पे नया वर्कर को लगाते थे। And what this man will do for the whole lifetime, he had no job to do and no money. So ऐसा सब exploitation used to take place with the workers. Extremely stressful working and living condition led to decline of moral values among the workers. मतलब life उनके लिए इतना difficult हो गया for survival कि they actually broke down and at times you know they used to feel that you know गाँव चला जाना चाहिए था, लेकिन what they used to do is they used to start drinking, they used to get into bad habits and they used to feel that this is only life. क्यों? क्योंकि हमको हमारा जॉब नहीं मिल रहा है, अब तो हम गांव नहीं जाएंगे, एग्रीकल्चर तो वापस नहीं करना है, जो कुछ भी है सिटी में ही रहना है। तो ये सब कंडीशंस वाज वेरी बैड, द बैड साइड ऑफ द इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन। ओके नेक्स्ट इज political effects. Okay, coming to the third one called as a political effects. Rise of capitalist, the same thing. What is the meaning of capitalist? The rich, wealthy class of people was rising day by day, and they became the dominant force of the British Parliament. जो भी गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज बनता था ना इंग्लैंड में, वो किसका सुन के बनता था पता है? कैपिटलिस्ट का। एंड कैपिटलिस्ट तो सिर्फ अपना प्रॉफिट के बारे में ही सोचता था। They should never think much about the workers. That was the worst part. Trade unions started forming. The ruthless exploitation of the workers by the capitalists led to protest by the workers. For the first time, the workers had come together to protest against the owners of the factory. They united and organized themselves into trade unions to fight for their rights and better working condition. Great job done by the workers. Because if they do not open their mouth at this point of time, then they are going to, मतलब पूरी तरह से फंस जाएंगे. And they stood against the, you can say, these people. The struggle of the trade unions was long and arduous. Arduous means tough. The vast majority of workers did not have the right to vote. मतलब there was a time when even the factory workers were not allowed to go for voting. लेकिन you know you had two important people by the name of Karl Marx, okay, are the most important person actually जिसने socialism start किया था. First time he saw to it कि हर एक worker is given their rights. Trade unions उन्होंने start किया. Workers को बताया गया था that they can go for voting. They were not allowed to even go for voting. मतलब they were basically, you can say that they were treated like almost slaves. सिर्फ slave का नाम नहीं दिया था. So this was something really very bad that was happening, but everything came to an end because the government passed several factory law to improve the condition of the workers and grant them certain rights. So मतलब हम लोग बोलते हैं ना सब अंत भला तो सब भला, वैसे ही हो गया था। सब गंदा गंदा अच्छा अच्छा चीज़ भी हमने पढ़ा, बैड साइड ऑफ द इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन भी पढ़ा, but at the end of the day the industries are also flourishing very well, the workers are also flourishing very well. ये करते करते इंग्लैंड का सोच बदलने लग गया और इंग्लैंड ने सोचा कि जहाँ से हम लोग रॉ मटेरियल्स लेके आते हैं वही जगह को क्यों ना हम कॉलोनी बना दें, and why don't we become an imperialistic country? And that is how the process of imperialism started. Okay, the rise of imperialism In the 17th century, many trading companies were set up by different European countries. See, English East India Company was one such trading company. These companies set up their trading post in Asia, Africa and Latin America. In due course, these areas were colonized and brought under complete political and economic control of the European powers. ठीक है? So between 16th and 18th century, जिस तरह इंग्लैंड ने सोचा है वैसे बहुत सारे कंट्रीज ने सोचा है. डच, स्पेनिश, पोर्चुगीज, फ्रेंच एंड इंग्लिश सेट अप कॉलोनीज इन ऑल दीज टेरिटरीज. सो इनका मेन एम क्या था? पॉलिसी ऑफ एक्सपेंशन led to rivalry, competition and numerous wars between the colonial powers. मतलब हमारे कंट्री में पहला डच आया, उसके बाद में पोर्चुगीज आया, फिर फ्रेंच आया, फिर लास्ट में ब्रिटेन आया. और ब्रिटेन ने बाकी तीन को निकाल भी दिया कंट्री से. लेकिन ये तीनों को निकालने के लिए बहुत सारे वॉर भी हमारे कंट्री में किया है. सो दीज थिंग्स आर कॉल्ड एज योर इंपीरियलिस्टिक वॉर और यू कैन से कॉलोनियल वॉर. कॉलोनियल वॉर का मतलब क्या है? कॉलोनी को हासिल करने के लिए जो वॉर किया है दैट्स कॉल्ड एज कॉलोनियल वॉर. और ये वॉर करने वाला हमेशा कौन हुआ करता था? इंग्लैंड. बिकॉज इंग्लैंड अपने आप को बहुत ही ज़्यादा सुपर पावर बना के रखा था. ठीक है. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ कॉलोनियलिज्म? इट इज अ पॉलिसी बाय विच वन नेशन acquires control over another country either partly or wholly. Okay, मतलब थोड़ा हिस्सा या full. India full under the control of England. Okay, partly कौन था? 13 colonies of America under England. That was partly. The conquered country becomes a colony of the conquering nation known as a colonial power. So India was basically called as a colony and England was called as an imperialistic country. ठीक है. द कॉलोनियल वॉर, अभी कॉलोनियल वॉर इंडिया में किसके बीच में हो रहा था? इंग्लैंड और फ्रांस के बीच में. नाउ वी ऑल नो इंग्लैंड एंड फ्रांस दे हैव हैड देयर वॉर ऑलरेडी आउटसाइड इंडिया. इंडिया के अंदर भी आके दोनों के बीच में वॉर चल रहा था विच इज कॉल्ड एज बाय द नेम ऑफ कार्नेटिक वॉर. कितने कार्नेटिक वॉर हुए थे इंडिया में? 3 कार्नेटिक वॉर. लेकिन थर्ड कार्नेटिक वॉर के बाद में फ्रेंच वॉज कम्प्लीटली शैटर्ड एंड फ्रेंच का जो ड्रीम था इंडिया को कॉलोनी बनाने का बेचारा चूर चूर हो गया. They had to return back and England became the ultimate power. The Industrial Revolution led to a scramble for overseas possession. This led to a wave of colonial expansion. There was a movement to acquire more colonies and expand empires. Imperialism implies systematic extraction. Imperialism का मतलब क्या होता है? देखो, extraction of raw material, captive markets मतलब markets को भी अपने हाथ में करने का, शिफ्टिंग ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट एंड कंट्रोल ऑफ फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन. मतलब इंडिया के साथ में सब कुछ हो गया था. इंडिया को मार्केट बनाया, इंडिया का फाइनेंसेस को पकड़ लिया, इंडिया को जो कुछ भी करना था उसको सब शिफ्ट कर दिया एंड इंग्लैंड को जो करना था इंडिया के साथ में वो सब कुछ उन लोग ने कर लिया. ओके, सो इन द मिडल ऑफ द 18th century द ब्रिटिश हैड एस्टैब्लिश्ड देयर रूल इन बंगाल. अभी वी मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग, जब इंग्लैंड इंडिया में आया था ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी बन के, इनका सबसे फर्स्ट जगह जहाँ पे उन लोग का आँख रुक गया वॉज बंगाल. बिकॉज बंगाल वॉज अ वेरी वेरी रिच प्रोविंस, एकदम प्रॉस्परस प्रोविंस था. तो उन लोग ने डिसाइड किया था कि बंगाल को हमको पहला हासिल करना है, उसको पहले अपने अंदर लेके आना है. एंड लेट मी टेल यू, इंग्लैंड का फर्स्ट कैपिटल वॉज कोलकाता, बाद में दिल्ली हुआ था. ठीक है. So you can see towards the end of the 18th century, the British government decided not to embark on any further large-scale expansion. और उन लोग ने बेसिकली क्या किया था? उन लोग ने पूरा इंडिया को अपना कॉलोनी बना के अपने अंदर लेके आया था. ठीक है. They started with an active policy of territorial conquest. मतलब ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी came as traders, पहला बंगाल को ले लिया, फिर उसके बाद में मैसूर को लिया, फिर मराठास को लिया, फिर सिख्स को लिया, फिर राजपूत्स को लिया. ऐसा छोटा 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 कर करके उन्होंने पूरे इंडिया को अपने अंदर ले लिया. This is the method of doing your imperialistic work. Okay. Coming to the last part or the last paragraph. By the middle of the 19th century, the British conquered almost whole of India. India became the jewel in the British crown and Britain became an economic giant. In many ways, it was the Industrial Revolution that culminated in British imperialism and the rise of colonialism. Basically, so you can say moral of the story is कि अगर इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन नहीं हुआ होता तो इंपीरियलिज्म नहीं होता था, इंडिया कॉलोनी नहीं बनता था. क्योंकि इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन बना, दे वांटेड मार्केट्स टू एक्सप्लॉइट, दे वांटेड मार्केट्स वेयर देयर फिनिश्ड गुड्स कैन बी सोल्ड. and that is how the birth of imperialism took place and the birth of colonialism took place, and it was very unfortunate that these things happened. And India became the colony in 1602. We were being under the British East India Company, and they left our country in the year 1947. So you can say for more than 300 years we were under the control of the East India Company initially, and then the British government. Okay, so please read the chapter. Hopefully there should be no doubts, but if there is any, we will surely clear it. Till then, bye, take care, stay safe.